Hey, Coach. Well, I'm so happy you found us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell up above. We put out content just about every day. Also, go down below and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. If you're looking to become a better basketball coach, you're looking for a mentor, if you're looking for resources, teachhoops.com is the answer for you. Go over and check it out and have a great day.
All right, welcome to Coach Unplugged. Kevin, when's the last time you and I talked? Like when it's been a couple years, huh?
It's been a couple actually, it might have been last year. I know we were communicating about you wanting to film my
Yeah, the
clinic.
clinic stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, I know I had you on my podcast a long time ago.
long time ago. Yeah,
And
yeah. You're
then
a legend, Steve.
it was probably pre-COVID. Yeah, because I know I
Been a
came
long time.
yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
how it's weird how the world works that way too. It's like I've been following you from, 1,000 miles away. But anyway, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kevin was giving me a hard time. So we're taping this the day after the Bucks got what did we get beat by? Like 11? Like
Yeah,
it was
I
pretty
think it
bad.
was.
It was pretty bad. So and the reason Kevin said I won't bring up the Bucks losing. First of all, Giannis played 10 minutes. That's the first
Yeah,
thing. And the second thing is the charge circle should just go away. Like,
yeah. Get rid of it.
because he got hurt because the guy stepped in and tried, like, come on, the guy's worth $83 million. What are we doing taking charges on Giannis? Come on. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something needs to
But you
change.
know what? Giannis took a charge. He took legit charge yesterday. They didn't call. It's like
I
you got to
know.
be kidding
I
me.
know. I know. If you're the Bucks president, you're like hyperventilating. I know. It's crazy.
I know. Don't do that again.
Don't, please, not again, not again, not again. Hey, so there's a couple things I want to talk about. We're going to talk. I'm going to try to get this up this week, but we're going to talk about your clinic in a second. Awesome
Yeah.
clinic, and we're going to talk about all the speakers and all that stuff and where people can get it. But there's a couple topics I want to dive in with you. So tell me about how you develop your youth, and tell people where you're coaching now and where you are, so people that don't remember. But tell I want to talk about the youth a little bit. But Kevin, tell them where you're coaching now, and you're coaching girls, blah blah blah. Tell them a little bit about that.
Well, I do want to say that I get a lot of great videos from Teach Hoops, by the way, Steve. So I steal a lot of stuff from you, and I think all
Thanks.
coaches should be doing that, anyways. You got
It's
some great stuff
it's
on
yeah.
there.
There's a lot of stuff
Um,
over there.
uh, uh, Steve and I met at Lake Oconee Academy. I started the program there in 2016, and I left after we made it to the Elite Eight. We're the number one team in the state and got beat. And the year after I
Hey,
left, we
that was a
won the state
great game. I
championship.
watched that game. That was a great game. I know you lost, and it probably feels
Yeah,
better now than it did when you lost, but that was
yeah.
a great game. That was a great high school girls game. I'm telling you. I watched that
Yeah,
whole.
they're very athletic, very physical. What's funny about that is this past year, my old team lost to the same Clinch County team in the state championship game just recently.
Oh,
Um,
oh.
so I kind of left the state championship on the table there. Those are all the girls that I kind of started with and so forth. But I moved on to Walnut Grove, and now I'm at Commerce City High School, which is a great program. It's about 30 minutes, 20 minutes outside of Athens, and I'm really excited. They have a great tradition of girls basketball, and I'm fired up about going there. It's a great school.
So how far is that from the Lake District, though? Connie Lake District.
Lake Oconee,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it's about it. I would say it's about hour 15.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's not too far away.
That's not too far. That's good. Okay. Now, because my wife will want to go back there and lay by the pool if I come down and talk. So I got to figure
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
We'll set you up at the Ritz Carlton for sure, no doubt.
That's where I stayed last time, and she keeps asking to go back. So it will happen because she wants to go back. It's not because
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not too far away.
it's not too far.
But I'm really excited. We already got some things started already, Stephen. That I still work in Greene County. I work at Greene County Primary School as a PE teacher, and I'm
Okay.
kind of organizing my program on the run, away from the school. So we can talk about that as well, about what I'm trying to
Yeah.
do.
So how do you do that? That's got to be hard.
Very hard. You've been at the same program forever, Steve. So thing kind of runs on itself. You're like a machine there
Right.
at
It
your
is.
school. But what starting from scratch, I can write a book on starting programs from scratch. I've done it quite a few times, but basically, I try to build it from the ground up, from the foundation. We try to get. I'm actually going to be running a shooting clinic on May 19th, and then we're going to run my fundamentals first youth camp. And I work from every age, every grade, from K all the way up. Right now, we got 45 girls signed up from 5th grade to 12th grade in our program. And
Wow.
we work
So
with
what
those
are the
kids.
rules in Georgia about contact when you're not? So first of all, when do you get out of school? When do you get out of school, and what are the rules for contact?
Well, we're running our May 19th and May 20th. We're allowed to work with 8th grade and below.
Right. So same with
So I
us.
have
Yep.
a shooting camp for grades 3 through 12, 3
Okay.
through 8.
Okay.
So that's all within the rules. And then
Yep.
school is out. We're going to start practice on May 29th. School's already out. So we can start practice on those dates.
Okay.
So we're practicing May 29th, 30, 31.
And then do you have any limitations in the summer?
Not during no, you can practice and play as many games as you want. No limitations.
Wow. We have 5 contact days.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Unlimited. Well, at least you're Texas, they have a Phi Ed class. They have a class in
They
during the
do.
school day. That's crazy to me.
That is crazy. Yes, yes. I guess their activity period is what they call it.
Activity period.
Um,
Okay. It's pre-practice. What are we talking about? Let's talk.
yeah, I've interviewed coaches from Texas, and man, they got it. I mean, all their basketball players are in one class, and basically it's an extra practice for them.
It is.
Which is
Yeah.
cool.
My guys don't want to see me anymore. I don't know if that works. But so what do you think's the hardest thing for you? What do you think the hardest thing to learn is? Like a skill, like as a teacher, because I've been doing a lot of thinking about youth basketball, and it's like, what do you think's the hardest thing?
Wow. And it depends. Like actually, right now, I'm actually running a youth league at my Nathaniel Green because I still work for them, and basically, we do a lot of stations. We do a lot of footwork. It's basic thing. We do the same stations every 3 days a week. Footwork, ball handling, left hand, right hand, technique on layups. But it's the same stuff that kids need. Um, and kids are not, to me, the fundamentals are not being stressed enough. Kids
They're
play a lot
not.
of games and
They're
so forth.
not. They're not. So okay,
Um,
so you can only work on one skill. What would it be? One
one
skill. I'm
skill.
telling you, you can only. So you got this 4th grade girl, and you got a summer with her, and you can only work on one thing. What do you work on?
Well, basketball is an integrated sport. I mean, it's hard to do that. I
I
mean,
know. That's why I'm asking the question.
I would. I think kids want to shoot.
I think so too.
I think
I think it would be shooting first, dribbling second.
yes, I think yeah, you definitely like with my really little ones, we do a lot of ball handling just to kind of get them like ball happy and confidence with the ball.
Yeah.
But I think shooting's very important to kind of get. If I had to
Well,
pick one thing,
yeah.
yeah.
Here's the issue I have. I 100% agree with the ball handling, because if you teach a youngster to dribble, then I think you give them the ability to control and be part of the game at the younger ages. If you can't dribble at the younger ages, the ones that can dominate. So I
Right,
think
for
that's
sure.
it. I also think the shooting thing is the most important thing. It is also it's also taught too early, too far, bad form. Like, a 5th grade boy has a hard time getting it up to the rim, even still from
Right,
any
right.
distance. So, I just think of my own son. I had to break his shot down like 3 times, because it's like you get these bad habits and then you got to re-break them. So that's why I think ball handling is something that I think you can get really good at, but you don't have to be strong per se to be able to get it there. And they're so tiny at some of those ages. It's like they're shooting on a 10-foot basket. It'd be like you and I shooting on a 15-foot basket. Of course we're gonna
Yeah, and that
like,
we got to modify exactly. We got to modify that. It's like us using like a heavy ball
right.
to shoot or a bowling ball to shoot.
Right.
Um, Small ball, lower the baskets, increase
Yes.
rim size.
Yes. Yes. You and
Give
I
them
should run the
confidence.
world basketball thing. Because you know what else that I do? Then at the collegiate level, I'd make the court wider. even the high school
Sure.
level. Like my guys, the court's too small. 84 feet, it's too small. It's too
Right.
small. It's too small for my. I mean, because I'm in a big high school with very athletic. It's too small. So,
Right.
and I might even move the basket up. So, they got to move it down at the younger, move it. Yeah, something needs to happen. We do that at our camp. We buy some of those things that go on the rims.
Mm-hmm.
That really help. They just attach to the front of the rim, and there's a smaller, and that
Right.
for those little ones, they can't get it up there, and they want to.
Right.
Um,
Oh, for sure.
I
For
know,
sure.
I
You
know.
mentioned a good point. You mentioned a good point, Steve, about there's some things that have changed in the game, 3-point line, whatever. But why hasn't the rim height changed? Why hasn't the court widened? Why hasn't the court lengthened? Those are things I don't think the game really looks at. Why not?
Money. It's money. Because think of all the courts that would have to be changed. The
You'd
the
have to,
the,
yeah,
the raising of the rim wouldn't be big, but every high school court in the country is 84 feet. And it's
right,
like, and it's too small. It's for the big boys, it's just too small. And it's
right,
even 94 feet at the collegiate level, it probably needs to be wider. Both collegiate and NBA, in my opinion, needs to be wider because their
right.
bodies are so. I mean, I was teasing about Giannis, but I went and saw him play. Oh my, he is not that. No one should be like that. No one should be like that. I mean, he's
Yeah,
6'11" and he runs like a gazelle. I mean, it'd be like you and I putting a Nerf hoop on your door behind you and playing basketball. That's what it looks like. He's playing Nerf
there's
basketball.
no doubt.
I
There's
mean, it's
no doubt,
crazy.
man.
So the courts aren't big enough for their bodies. But anyway, so tell me the difference between boys and girls. What do you think for you coaching? Because I know you coached boys last year. You've been a girls coach for a long time.
Yeah, I don't wanna coach boys again. So,
That's good.
I just, girls have they're more fun, and that is a lot of times with girls, basketball is not the main thing. I mean, it's the team camaraderie, and there you're gonna have some kids that basketball is really important, but it's
Right.
very rare. I think the social part of it, the having fun, the enjoyment factor, and when girls know that they can trust you, they'll do everything for. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They'll go through a wall for you, and guys are a little bit different. There's more ego involved and so forth.
And the thing is, when you do get the guys on board, ooh, it's magic, baby. I've had that
Yeah,
happen. Like even my team this year, we ended up losing to the second ranked team in the state, but by February I had them. Like it was like, woo, this is it's kind of like I don't know if you golf, but it's like when you hit that pitching wedge and it's like that
yeah,
one drive that makes you like you're not slicing it off. It's you know what I mean? It's that one hit that's why and then the other 73 times you hit the ball, it doesn't go anywhere. But it's that one,
exactly.
it's that special thing. I know it's so true. And it's different. It's different. So let's talk about your clinic because I want to make sure people can find this and we'll talk to them about it. But tell me about the two people you have coming to the clinic. The date is what? May what?
May 6th,
May
Saturday.
6th. Yep.
May 6th, Saturday. And
Okay.
we're starting at basically 8:30 and we're going until 4:30. And we got two great speakers.
What's for lunch? First of all, what's for lunch? Last time I was down, lunch was good.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it's gonna be lunch on your own. uh,
Oh, that's all right though. That's
I'm
good.
not. Yeah, I'm not at my school. We're actually reading out another called Duluth Middle School in
Okay.
Duluth, Georgia. Beautiful part of the state. Actually, my assistant coach works there. He's
Okay.
the girls' middle school coach.
Okay.
So we're renting out that gym and so forth. But the speakers are a good friend of mine, Mike Divilbiss,
Okay.
who had tremendous success at quite a few schools. But most recently, he was at University of Illinois, associate head coach, known for the great buzz defense. But Mike has so many contributions out there of the game fundamentals. He's such a wise savant of the
Right.
game when you talk to him, and he's going to pretty much talk about his entire defensive system
That's
and
great.
fast break system as well. and we're so excited. Mike's been right now. He's working for a collegiate recruiting company, Dan Tudor,
Okay.
and but he wants to get back into coaching. He hasn't coached in a long time, and he wants to kind of get back into it. And I said, Mike, come on down. We would love to have you at a clinic, and we got it all set up.
Oh, that'll be great. That'll be awesome. And then tell everybody about Jim too. I don't know if they know about Jim.
Jim Clayton, he actually got it. When I called his number, he had like, hey, he's so fired up even on his voicemail. Um, the guy, the guy is absolutely one of the best shooting. He actually had me. We did the interview podcast in his shooting gym. He has a shooting academy. It's called Sports City U Basketball Academy, and
And where is he located?
he's located in Hurricane, West Virginia.
West
So he's a West
Virginia.
Virginia boy.
All right. Awesome.
Um, but he runs his own shooting academy. He's formerly a professional shooting coach. He's done almost everything in the game. Um, and he's just got a unique way, unique methods of teaching shooting. And we're so excited to have him come down. And I know a lot of people are, we're going to do a video of the clinic and so forth. So people
We
can
can
get
get it. Yep.
access.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they can buy it and do that kind of stuff. Oh, that would be awesome. The thing I loved about the times I've been down there is the coaches are around too. You know, if you got questions about them, because everyone's always got questions.
Yeah.
If you do this one specific thing, then they have a question about like, why'd you do this or blah, 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 blah. And I mean, I think it's slowed down, but I was always getting emails about, hey, I saw you at the clinic, blah, blah, blah. How'd you do this? Or what was that one drill? Or,
For sure.
yeah. So I think that's a wonderful thing about this is I love that you kind of narrowed it. Like sometimes you can have too much like all of a sudden I go from a matchup zone to out of bounds play. My head kind of
Right.
like, I love that. That's like, all right, we're diving into this guy. Obviously you picked two pretty well-renowned people. So I think that makes it, I think that's unique. I think that's a unique twist to the clinic. And how did that come about? You just thought that might be something different?
I wanted to be. I wanted just like you, Steve. You're an innovator of the game. You share the game. I felt like when I went to a clinic, I really didn't get like a deep dive into a clinic. Like I got maybe flex offense or dribble drive, whatever bits and pieces. Like all right, give me like Gene Durden. You had him on the like. Give
Gene
me
is
Gene.
unbelievable. Gene is
Teach me your
unbelievable.
whole system.
He could do the
Teach
whole
me
thing.
everything you do. I don't think he'll do that, but I mean, it's like it's the
No,
same
you
thing.
need Gene to retire and then do it. Like he'd do it then, but his son will probably take the job anyway. But yeah, I know. I'd love Gene. Gene doing a whole day would be awesome. He could do it a whole day. I bet. Yeah.
There's no doubt, and that's my goal from here on out is to take maximum 2 coaches and dive into their system. And I think coaches, you'd be crazy not to come see Mike. He's gonna just dive into his complete defensive system.
Well, just
And
Google the
Jim's
Buzz defense. If you need to do something, Google the Buzz defense or put it in like Chat GPT. If you want to go AI on it, go do that, whatever. But you know, you'll be able to. Yeah, he's known for that. I mean, I've heard him about his matchup and his fast break stuff, but the Buzz is like, ooh, anybody knows. It's like the dribble drive guy. It's like
right.
Wahlberg or whatever. Yeah, it's like that's what he's known for. And it's
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
a
and we
system.
run the buzz, Steve. We run the buzz.
I didn't
So
know that.
yeah, we actually run it. Of course, last year we couldn't run anything with the boys team, but with the girls teams, we run. We're a 2-2-1 matchup. We go our 2-1-2 buzz, half court, and then we have our what we call our force left defense, and then we also have our matchup zone, which is our 1-1-3
I got to
matchup.
talk to you about the funnel down because especially with girls, I mean, girls, you maybe want to go force left, but I think you can do some twists on that.
Mhm.
And because we ran the funnel this year and it worked where we push to that short corner and then we trap and we don't
Yeah,
let them
yeah,
reverse. Because I understand the principle between force left, but the kids are getting better every year that you're forcing them left and they're almost as good with their left as their right.
right.
I think 10 years ago is maybe a little different. So that's why we've gone to like, well, when we get them on a side, we're keeping them on that side, and we're just not letting them go, and then we force them to that short. I'll send you a couple things on that. I think that
Yeah,
might,
please do.
yeah, because I understand the whole principle between, force baseline, force left, and then, but be honest with you, the stats teacher is going to tell you that about 30-40% of the time they're going to get it to the right side anyway.
Right.
So then what do you do? Then you try to go back, but then you're pushing them to the middle, and I don't like pushing them to the middle. But anyway, that's I'm getting off track, but just an interesting twist to it. No, I love that. I love the idea of the micro. It's the teaching. It's a teacher in both of us. You might as well deep dive into it and get good at it. Like that's what I'm doing in the off season. I'm working on my ATOs a little bit. I'm
Right.
tweaking our def. I mean, I'm not doing everything. I tell you this, during COVID, it was too much. I had to turn my computer off. COVID.
Exactly.
There was just too much information coming out. Everyone was doing everything. It was like, oh my God, I can't handle that. My guys can't, remember 2 out of bounds plays. How am I going to do more than that?
Steve, it's funny. You know what my next one is basketball strength and conditioning, like
I
performance
know.
training.
I know that
I
there's a
think that's
weakness there.
underevaluated at the high school level,
It is. It
or
is.
underrated, I
And
guess.
in speed and strength, I call it speed and strength. I think they're related. You got to get strong, you got to get faster. Because you are who you can defend. You really
Right.
are. That's how good a player you are. Like LeBron can guard anybody. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like when you're the best, you can guard anybody. And that's the differentiator between the good and the great, or the average, or the hey, I was gonna ask you too. I forgot so what level was the first school you started at? Well, tell me the levels of the schools and how they go in Georgia. Like we're 1 is the biggest, 5 is the smallest in Wisconsin. Where are you now and where were you?
When I was at Lake Oconee, we were single A.
And what does that mean?
That's the lowest.
That's the
That's the
lowest,
smallest.
smallest. Okay.
Smallest. And then when I went to Walnut Grove, we were 5A, which is almost a 6A, then 7A is the highest. And
Okay.
now I'm back at a single A. Now check this out. We divide single A up in Division 1 and Division 2. Division 2 is smaller than Division 1. We have so many small schools in Georgia, they have to divide it up.
And would you play your old school, or you'd be in different
We
divisions?
could. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're D2, we're D1. We
Okay.
could play them again. Actually, I called them up. They didn't want to schedule me. Don't
But you're
don't
in
have
that
them.
smallest, you're in the smallest division, but you're a bigger, smaller division school.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
there's a big difference because the teams in D1 single A, top 4 teams could beat anybody in the state. I mean, they're really
Really?
good. Yeah, because well, you have some schools, that, hey,
What's
this
Gene? What's Gene's level?
Gene 7A. Gene actually plays in a level up than what their enrollment is. They're 7A, and they play the big dogs.
Wow.
Yeah, and they made it to the Final Four. They lost in the Final Four, I recall. He had a really good team, but man, there's some really good athletic
I'm
teams.
telling you, man, to win it, like anybody that's there's you got to have a little secret sauce, man, to win it. I'm telling you, my best teams have not always won it, and my not as good teams have won it. It's just like like your team could have made a run at it if they'd have won that game, you know.
Oh, no
Uh,
doubt. There's
yeah,
no doubt about
because you
that.
had the
Yeah.
players. Yeah, you can just tell. So what I'll do is I will put in the show notes contact information for you so they can get a hold of you if they're thinking. And
Sure.
what I think I'll do is I'll put the registration link in there too in the bottom, so if people want to register, and I'll put
Yes.
the schedule so people can see it in the show notes. So if you're listening to this and you want to do it, I'll put my contact too if you need to get a hold of me. But be well worth your time. I'm going to eventually convince him to live stream this so people in the UK or whatever they're listening to this podcast. Because
Yeah.
if you saw the number of, I think I went over 2 million downloads last year for podcasts.
Wow. Wow.
I know, it's pretty crazy. Everywhere. It's I'm big in Australia. The UK, I think I'm gonna move my hosting to the UK, I think. So I'm trying to
Right.
get into the UK market. Obviously the US is my biggest, but it's
Right.
everywhere. Every country in the world is crazy. You know it, you've
Right.
done podcasts. It's crazy. It's like running a radio thing out of your house. It's like,
Yeah, no doubt, man.
yeah.
You have really kind of created a monster there, Steve. With
I
yours.
know, and I'm still
Man,
married. I'm still married, Kevin. Can you believe that? I'm still married. 13 podcasts a week, and I'm still married. I don't know.
right. Yeah, it's great. I haven't done a podcast in a while because I've been, on my job search, trying to get this new
Yeah.
job and so forth. So hopefully I can,
You
I
know, the
can start
best thing
doing-
about doing the podcast is like this. Like I've learned a few things tonight, had talked to you. That's why I do it. It's just fun. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, how many years I did it, like holy crud. Anyway,
it's relationships. I mean, I've met
it
so
is.
many great coaches.
I did. I know. I'm starting a business with one Bill that's in he's outside of the Bay Area in San Francisco. And yeah, it's crazy. It's like, anyway, it's relationships. It is. And that's the great thing about this game. It's like the in and outs, because it's not that we think it's a big community, but it really ain't. It's not that big.
Right,
You
right,
know what I
right.
mean? So we're all listening. All right. So Kevin will put it down. Give me the date and times again. It's May
May 6th,
May
May 6th,
6th.
Saturday. And feel free. I'll give, I'll give you a great discount if you come on out. If you make the effort, put in code legend into the form, and I'll give you an unbelievable discount to come
Trust me.
out.
Trust me. I've seen the discount. I won't say it out loud, but it's huge. I saw it in one of your tweets.
Yeah.
So give me what's the biggest city close to you?
It's in Duluth, so it's right there. It's in Gwinnett County,
Okay. So
and
so how far from Atlanta?
probably about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
So
So
it's right there. It's
that's what
basically
I'm
right
saying.
there.
It's basically a suburb of Atlanta. I'm trying to
Suburb
get
of
people that
Atlanta. Yes, sir.
that people are listening. So
Yes.
if you're within a couple hours of Atlanta, it's an easy drive. Other than Atlanta traffic sucks.
Yeah, it does. And in Gwinnett and Duluth, it's crowded. It's crowded. And people
Oh
are
my gosh. So we didn't go to Sanibel because they got hit by the hurricane. So we went to the Panhandle this year for spring break. Driving through
Yeah.
Alabama wasn't any better. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like something people now there, you guys got to figure roads out because Atlanta's horrible. And I've driven in New York City, I've driven in Chicago, I've driven in LA. Atlanta's
Yeah.
the worst.
Atlanta's packed, man, no doubt.
I
And that's why
know.
the suburbs, like, and I just this has nothing to do with the podcast, but it's interesting though.
Doesn't matter.
Gwinnett County is a lot of people are moving to Gwinnett, which is the biggest county in Georgia. Now they're moving outside of Gwinnett, which is actually where I'm going. Is Commerce is outside of that. It's in a perfect location. It's outside of Gwinnett. It's a growing area. It's basically in the mountains somewhat.
Oh,
It's a
really?
little outside. I mean, it's really a nice area.
Well, I told you when I
Um,
took my wife to Lake Oconee, it literally felt like northern Wisconsin. When you're I mean, it was crazy. Like all the
yeah, it's a
it's like,
very nice area.
oh my God. It was like, am I in Georgia? Like it felt like I mean, it's seriously,
Yeah,
it felt like northern Wisconsin. It was like the
right.
pine trees, and it's like, whoa, and the lake, and it was like, so people don't realize that. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not on the tourism board for Georgia, but anyway.
Yeah, you were upset when I left there. I mean, I know you were pretty upset when I left Lake Oconee. I know.
But no, it's anyway, we have winters, you have summers. That's all I've got to say. It is like the
Yeah,
surface
yeah,
of the sun in the summer in outside Atlanta.
right.
It's pretty
That's
hot.
right.
It's like our cold in the winter. All right, I will make sure I put everything in the show notes down. And thanks for coming on, Kevin. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Steve, thanks again, man. Keep up the great work, man. And appreciate everything you do for the game.
No problem.
Thanks for watching, Coach. Make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Make sure you subscribe so you get notified every time we come back on. But you will not be disappointed with teachhoops.com. 14-day free trial. Let's go check it out. Have a great day.